At exactly midnight, on a quiet night in 1985, Jane Harper stepped outside her home and was never seen again. The street was silent, the air was still, and what happened next would haunt a town for decades. Some say she walked away. Others believe someone was waiting in the dark. But one thing is certain: Jane Harper vanished without a trace, and the truth behind her disappearance is more terrifying than anyone imagined. This is the story of the night Jane Harper disappeared, a story filled with secrets, lies, and a chilling mystery. A mystery that still sends shivers down spines today. Jane Harper was 24 years old in the summer of 1985. She was known in her town as a kind and quiet young woman. Friends described her as someone who always smiled. She worked at a small local bookstore downtown. She loved reading mystery novels. Ironically, her own life would become one. Jane lived in a small apartment on the edge of town. The building was old but peaceful. Her neighbors said she kept to herself most of the time, but she was always polite and friendly. Jane had big dreams for her future. She wanted to move to a big city one day. She dreamed of writing her own book. Her family said she was full of hope. Her mother called her every Sunday. Her father was very protective of her. She also had a younger brother. They were very close growing up. Nothing about Jane's life seemed dangerous. Nothing suggested the horror that was coming. The town where Jane lived was small and quiet. Most people knew each other. Crime was very rare. People often left their doors unlocked. Children played outside late into the evening. It was the kind of place where everyone felt safe. But sometimes, the most peaceful places hide the darkest secrets, and sometimes evil hides in plain sight. Jane had been living there for 2 years. She had a simple routine: work during the day, quiet evenings at home. Sometimes she went out with friends, sometimes she stayed up late reading. Her life was predictable, safe, normal, until one night changed everything. The night of August 17, 1985, started like any other. Jane finished her shift at the bookstore. She said goodbye to her coworker. She walked home just before 9 p.m. A neighbor saw her enter the building. She looked normal. Nothing seemed wrong. But later that night, something strange happened. A neighbor reported hearing a door open around midnight. Footsteps echoed in the hallway. Then the front door of the building opened and closed again. No one thought much about it at the time, until the next morning. Jane did not show up for work. That was very unusual for her. Her boss called her apartment. There was no answer. Hours passed, still no word from Jane. By the evening, her family became worried. They contacted the police. Officers arrived at her apartment that night. What they found was strange. The door was unlocked. Her bed was unmade. Her purse was still inside. Her keys were on the table. Her shoes were by the door. But Jane Harper was gone. There was no sign of a struggle. Nothing looked broken or forced. It was as if she had simply walked out. But why would she leave without her purse or keys? The question troubled investigators. Police quickly launched a search. Officers checked nearby streets. They searched parks and alleys. Volunteers joined the search. The community was shocked. No one believed Jane would run away. Something was very wrong. Detectives began interviewing people who knew her. Friends said she was happy. Her family said she had no problems. Coworkers said she acted normal the day before. There were no warning signs. But one detail caught the attention of police. A woman living across the street said she saw a car that night. The car was parked near the building. Its engine was running. She could not see who was inside, but she remembered the time. It was around midnight, the same time Jane was last heard leaving. Police now believed someone may have been waiting for her, or someone may have taken her. The investigation grew more intense.
Detectives searched Jane's apartment again. This time they found something strange. A small piece of paper under the couch. It had a phone number written on it, but there was no name. Police dialed the number. A man answered. His name was Mark Dalton. He said he knew Jane, but only as a friend. Mark claimed they had met a few weeks ago. He said they talked a few times, but he insisted he had nothing to do with her disappearance. Police were not convinced. They asked Mark where he was that night. He said he was at home, alone. No one could confirm his story. Detectives started digging into Mark's past. What they found was disturbing. Mark had a history of stalking women. He had been questioned in a previous incident, but he was never charged. Now he was the main suspect. Police brought him in for questioning. The interrogation lasted hours. Mark remained calm. He denied everything. He said he liked Jane, but he would never hurt her. Detectives felt he was hiding something, but they had no solid proof. Days turned into weeks. The search continued, but there was still no sign of Jane. The case grew colder. Then a shocking clue appeared. A hiker discovered a scarf in a wooded area outside town. Police were called immediately. The scarf belonged to Jane. It was confirmed by her family. The area was searched carefully, but no body was found, only the scarf.
Investigators believed Jane had been taken there, but what happened after remained a mystery. Months passed. The town slowly returned to normal, but Jane's family never gave up. They continued to push police for answers. Then, 2 years later, a new witness came forward. The man said he had seen Mark Dalton argue with a woman. The woman looked like Jane. The argument happened the night she disappeared. This was the break detectives needed. Mark was brought back for questioning. This time, police pressed harder. They showed him the new statement. Mark began to sweat. His story started to change. Finally, after hours of pressure, Mark broke. He confessed to meeting Jane that night. He said they had an argument. He claimed things got out of control. According to Mark, Jane tried to run. He panicked, and then he attacked her. The confession shocked the town. Mark said he drove her outside town. He said he left her in the woods, but he claimed she was still alive. Police did not believe him. They believed he was hiding the full truth. Mark was arrested. He was charged with murder, even though Jane's body was never found. The trial began in 1988. The courtroom was packed. Jane's family sat in silence. The prosecution presented their case. They showed the phone number, the scarf, the witness statement, and Mark's confession. The defense argued there was no body. They claimed the confession was forced. The jury deliberated for days. The tension was unbearable. Finally, the verdict was read. Mark Dalton was found guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison. But the story did not end there. Jane Harper's body was never found. The exact truth of that night remains unclear. Some believe Mark hid more details. Others believe someone else may have helped him. The woods where the scarf was found still feel haunted. Locals say the area is eerily quiet. Jane's family still visits the spot every year. They leave flowers in her memory. Her mother never stopped hoping for answers. Her brother still searches for the truth. The case of Jane Harper became one of the town's darkest stories, a reminder that evil can hide anywhere, even in the quietest places, even among people we think we know. The night Jane walked out at midnight changed everything. A simple moment became a lifetime of questions, questions that may never be answered. Her story still haunts those who remember it, and her name still echoes through the town. A warning, a mystery, a tragedy that time cannot erase. Jane Harper disappeared into the darkness, and the darkness never gave her back. Somewhere out there, the final truth may still be waiting, hidden, silent, just like the night she vanished. If this story gave you chills, make sure you like this video. Comment below and tell us what you think really happened to Jane Harper. Do you believe Mark Dalton told the full truth? Or do you think there's more to this story? Share this video with friends who love true crime stories. Your support helps us bring more mysteries like this to light. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new story. We post new true crime documentaries every week, stories that will make you think twice about the world around you.